Okay.
Hey guys, Robert and Exalted Speed here. And yeah, you say hi first.
Yep. Hi, it's Exalted Speed. I'm doing this again. I'm
Yep.
very tired. It's been a long day. Let's
Oh,
talk
God.
Micronauts.
Yep, let's talk Micronauts. Because, yeah, those of you who don't know, out of the blue, like out of nowhere, no one saw this coming at all. Not even the original showrunner saw this coming at all. And he had nothing to do with it.
No,
and I trust him on
allegedly,
that.
he has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he made it very clear. Like the few episodes he had watermarks. But yeah, the episodes of a cartoon that they were going to do as a relaunch, a rebranding, and all that was leaked. All 52 episodes. Yeah, 52 episodes that were completed years ago, like 5 years ago.
Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, and something that would have been perfect lockdown fodder never got put on for whatever reason. And no one really knows. Was it a tax write-off? Was it done because of a failed live-action movie?
I'll talk about it just because I've had reports and I've heard various things. And
yeah,
as a guy who basically life is inexplicably intertwined with a lot of Hasbro products, no matter what I do.
Mm-hmm. Transformers.
Transformers, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic.
I gotta ask. Are Transformers mechs?
Yes.
I know.
If people want to fight me, I'll go on stream and I'll fight them for it. Fuck you all. I will defend this position with a fiery passion of 1,000 suns. Okay. Moving on from my
your psychoticness.
My very huge psychoticness there.
Mm-hmm.
It's an obvious rebranding of the concept. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yep.
And I'll talk about like kind of the history leading up to this whole thing because it's a complicated
Ignore them. Ignore the dogs. They're barking something outside.
I'm going to try my best to ignore the dogs, but understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
She is a real stinker. Come here, girl. Stay here. You keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, that said, okay. So maybe we can start with general history of Micronauts and kind of lead into like.
Yeah, we can start with it. How where it got started, how the comic got started.
So Micronauts is what I like to kind of consider one of the classic Takara toy lines.
Mm-hmm.
It started out as Microman, if for people not Micronauts. That's the American name right there. Right. And if you already know the history, I'm sorry going over it, but you never know.
Most of my viewers aren't going to know.
Okay. So Micronauts is one of the great descendants of G.I. Joe.
Yep.
So the basic, and I'm going to probably simplify a lot of this, so understand. So when G.I. Joe, we all know as the original action figure, it got imported to Takara. Mm-hmm. Takara decided to rebrand G.I. Joe using the body and turned it into a series called Henshin Cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
And they eventually, though, they noticed that due to rising costs in plastics and various other things, they decided to shrink the toy line. And that's how we got Microman. And that's where Micronauts was adapted from.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the big thing with Microman is that it would eventually dovetail into the Transformers franchise.
Right.
Because the toy lines that would originate Transformers are technically spin-offs and evolutions of the Microman line.
It's kind of like Super Sentai and going to Metalhead or whatever the other one. Like that.
It's probably more best described as various, maybe like I would say like it's like, it's kind of like a shared evolution.
Mm-hmm.
You start off with like a big action figure, you make it smaller, then you give it vehicles. Well, there's a lot of history with this whole thing.
Like G.I. Joe.
Yeah, like G.I. Joe. And, Microman was one of the toy lines that did the 3.35 inches scale.
Yep.
One of the first ones.
Thereabouts, yeah.
So that made it very playable for toy lines and various things. Anyway, Micronauts was eventually brought over. Microman was brought over as Micronauts by the Mego Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And for various reasons, Bill Mantlo noticed his kids playing with the toys that he got the idea to do the comic, a comic tie-in, as you do.
Basically, like, and went very Star Wars-like with it.
Well, we'll get to Star Wars stuff because we can talk about how they adapted some stuff from the Microman toy line there.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
I'll talk about this. So,
hold on. Let me just get the page shine up, and I'm gonna deal with the dog in a moment. So
not a problem.
Here we go. Just so you can have the image up.
Yep. There we go.
Yep.
And yeah, Retro Robo also points out that Diaclone drivers are basically inch-tall Micromen, and yes, I don't want to get too into the weeds of how Microman transfers over into Transformers, but yeah, no, there's a lot of connections there, like the first transforming robot toys, the first everything, like, you know, Microman is a very important evolution point to that whole thing. So, okay. Blah. And once Robert gets back, I'll try and get him to get some pictures because we can talk about one of my favorite topics, 70s mecha.
Yep.
Okay, 70s mecha. So, okay. So I want you to look up, if you can look up like two toys, I want you to look up the original Baron Karzad toy and a toy called Force Commander.
Hold on. Let me look.
Okay, look up Micronauts Force Commander. And yes, they did get that name from Star Wars. So the Star Wars influences were already there.
Just a moment.
Yep.
Micronauts Force Commander.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this. Also, Baron Karzad.
I got the image.
Karzad should be the same mold.
Yep. Hold on. I'm looking that up. Baron Karzad toy, just to make sure it's the toy, not the not the cartoon or comic. Yes. Okay, hold on.
Yep, no problem. Thank you for doing this, my man.
Yep, just a moment. So let me stop sharing this and then reshare that. So here we go. Here's Force Commander.
Yep, Force Commander.
And then
now, if you're into mecha toys at all or know anything about mecha, you know these guys are basic. So one of the gimmicks of Microman is actually magnets, and these guys have heavy magnet use.
Yep, I can kind of see already the limbs right there.
So Baron Karzad and Force Commander are actually remolds of a classic 70s mech.
Oh.
Yeah, Steel Jeeg.
Steel what?
Steel Jeeg. It's spelled G-E-G. J-E-E-G. Look up Steel Jeeg.
G what?
J-E-E-G. There he is.
Let me get a fuller image.
That's one of his newer toys.
Oh, okay. Hold on. There.
But you know where? But you just look up Steel Jeeg.
Here, there.
Yep. There he is.
You know what that looks like from Power Rangers, from Beast Morphers.
A bit, yeah, no, but I can see where you're coming from. That
the shape of the head and everything.
Yeah, probably an homage to it. But yeah, no, Steel Jeeg was remade, and Jeeg was one of the classic Toei one of the classic mecha shows.
Mm-hmm.
Made by Go Nagai. So there's a little connection for you.
Yep.
So we did get a Go Nagai robot in America somehow. Not in Marvel Comics.
There's a Mazinger head. I
would not say
no.
Kind of. It's definitely an adjusted Mazinger head. I could see like what he means though.
Yep, but just to clarify one thing, though, much like when it came to ROM, there's a lot of originality. Not as much compared to Rom, of course.
Actually, I would argue about as much, because a lot of these characters can't be used by Hasbro. I think the only ones that are allowed are Biotron, Microtron, and a Croyer. The other guys are in a weird limbo.
I know Bug is, for example, in a limbo because they let him pop up here and there.
Bug is definitely, because he is so different from his actual toy.
Well, the reason why I say it was Rom, not so much because Rom is only just Rom himself, his look, at least his look, and the dire race, and the dire race name.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of. Yeah, no, there's a lot of aspects here, though. Admittedly, yeah, like blah. But just to talk on this, like basically, I think, like, while more characters are technically owned by Hasbro here, there's still legal issues. I feel like one of the reasons that they got massive redesigns in the TV shows is just to avoid the legal problems.
Now, I have noticed Marionette has been utilized quite frequently, and I think, no, not Ron, but someone else has.
Bug has been used.
Marionette, because she was in Peter David's Captain Marvel run.
Commander Rand has also been used, and various other characters have been used. Like Baron Karzar and a Croyer and Biotron are the ones who probably end up more problematic because they're the ones who are closest to their toys.
Right.
So they have a huge trouble showing up in later things.
Yep. Obviously, Baron Karza, at least here, it's very Vader-like.
Oh yeah, no, everybody compares him to Darth Vader for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I've heard that the toy of Baron Karzar was shown off before. Hi. Oh, hey, doormat.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you this. It's so funny. Bill Mantlo had stated before he didn't want to he wanted to avoid the whole, them being microscopic, shrunk down, like Tales of the Shrinking Man, whatever thing. What was the very next issue?
Yeah, so I guess we gotta talk about this whole aspect. So the Microman toy line's gimmick was, the entire idea was that they were little people who were actually alive and secretly active. It's kind of like a Toy Story setup, but they're aliens fighting evil, blah blah blah.
Another toy I can think of. Have you ever heard of Computer Warriors?
Yeah, that's the general idea. Yeah, no, Hasbro owns all the toy names, but like I said, there's various things, like Bug's apparently based on a toy, but he is so radically different from the toy. And Rand is also different. Marionette, that they really don't own them.
Right. But yeah, so this is where we got the Microverse. Which had been introduced beforehand, but with no actual official name. And then it was later decided, they're both similar. And then they later said they're all one. They did a off-screen event, which I don't know, it's always back and forth if it was a joke or a joke event that was referenced in Peter David's Captain Marvel, or if it was something they were really going to do, but couldn't for whatever reason, for license reasons. But either way, there was someone that said all Microverses combined into one. Yeah,
no, in general, just a consistency thing. I get it. I'm not really going to worry about the retconness because we're already going to go over a lot of things, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Especially, keep going.
I imagine, initially when developing this, they want to try and kind of adapt elements of the Microman toy line into the Micronauts a bit. Just to talk on this Micronauts is kind of in a weird place in terms of comic history for one reason, is that it's the artwork of Michael Golden. Michael Golden is a heavily influential artist. Would inspire many of the Image guys for various reasons.
It shows.
And but the dude, this guy would, this comic is basically And I probably should mention here, this is probably some of the height of Bill Mantlow's storytelling, like just some of the panel layouts.
Because he actually had the idea here, whereas Rom, he was assigned. Not saying Rom was bad, but,
Yeah. I also think Micronauts just afforded him more freedom in like choices of what.
The problem was Rom. It was perpetually covered in the whole, let's recap what happened before. Whereas Micronauts, from what I've read so far, not so much.
It's definitely more of a straight sci-fi epic story comparatively.
Which is funny that, of course, when they got the IDW, you eventually had Rom and the Micronauts.
Well, we'll talk about that later because I imagine we're going to be.
Yep, we'll go over that. But yeah, obviously, if Mantlo didn't get his way of keeping it purely in the microverse, so of course he would have it. They eventually would have it be they're interacting with some of the other Marvel characters and everything.
Well, we have look. It's Marvel Comics. Jim Shooter's not going to let them go an issue without them teaming up with Spider-Man at least once.
Yep. Rest in peace, by the way.
Yeah. No, I understand Retro that they can't call them Space Glider or Galactic Warrior, but even early in the comics, they don't really call them that. So it's
they don't.
So it's like.
Yeah, but one concept that I've been, I got to say, one thing that confused me was the centaur form.
It's a toy line thing, more or less.
Yeah, but you had Baron Karza also having it. It's like, really?
Toy line. That's
that's
the Jeeg. So the whole gimmick of Jeeg was that he has like these magnets that let you switch off the limbs and various body parts of him. So it let him have different forms and attacks.
Although I got to say, given the twist that happens later, having it Force Commander be from the same mold as Karza, Mallow makes a very good story twist out of that.
Oh no! Like he does it very well.
You know which twist I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
But now I think it's quite obvious. This originally was only going to last 12 issues. Originally, it's obvious.
Oh, very. You can tell, especially because when you can also see it with Michael Golden leaving the comic.
Yep, and the fact that what happens to Karza by the 11th issue.
Yep. His first of many deaths.
Yep, but we have them with Man-Thing, but then we have Captain Universe was introduced in this.
Yeah, that's also one of the most interesting things.
Yep, the Enigma Force.
It's kind of weird seeing this one because for years I've associated this as a Spider-Man concept for various reasons. The fact that that's the only time you ever see the costume.
Hold on, I got it. I got that.
I have that trait too.
Yep. And I also have
classic.
And
oh, sweet. But yeah, I've always associated that as a Spider-Man concept.
Yep.
Any particular reason other than
it is to Spider-Man what Darkseid is to the Great Darkness with Legion.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, no, that's kind of fair.
Like that's it's the thing that really get brought in, into mainstream attention.
Yeah, no, it's also one of those concepts that, God, I wish was made in an anthology of just. You could basically. What would you do if you had the power?
Oh, they did that. No, that was going to be the whole have you team up. Yeah.
I know they did. I wish there was just a modern comic with that.
I love that they used that idea where obviously they would make slight tweaks, like if it's male, female, or even red skin color.
Yeah. That said, Micronauts is a very classic, good 80s comic, in my opinion.
It really is. It really is. Oh, yeah, I've seen this moment. But now, given how Captain Universe now been also affiliated as the counterpart of the symbiotes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird looking back on some of this just with all the lore expansions that would eventually show up.
Yep. But yeah, just stop it, girl. Stop it. She just won't stop. She just I want attention.
I get it. I've had dogs too.
Yep, but like I said though, but throughout all of this, yeah, it was an epic. But much like with Rom, what he would do with Rom by in that case the halfway mark, Mallow, did he suffer a mental breakdown or something? Because eventually he went really dark, really fast.
We are not exactly sure about that. I imagine it was also just kind of keeping up with the 80s in general.
Well, yeah, but you get what I mean. Like around roughly the same time, it got dark fast.
I know. Like, I get what you mean, but it's also one of those things that just like I said, it's kind of keeping up with the 80s because one of the things about it is, I believe at some point, Micronauts goes, we can check the pages eventually. Micronaut eventually goes direct market.
Oh, yep. We'll see that in a moment. That would be because the cover's going to get bigger and everything.
Yeah, the cover's going to get bigger, and we're going to see by the way, direct market means, for people who don't know, it's only sold in comic book shops, not.
And back in those days, that meant a lot. You could get away with a lot.
Yeah, like in general, like that meant like you weren't limited by the comic code as much.
And Dr. Doom.
Yep. Well, we can't have a Marvel comic without Dr. Doom.
Yep.
That's just wrong.
I just wish we weren't.
Hey, look. Yep. We're going to foreshadow history there. And look, G.I. Joe's going to come into play. I wonder what that means. Comic book.
Yep. I'm just skimming through until we get to that point I'm talking about. But
yeah, in general, Micronauts is also pretty important too.
This is it.
Yep.
This is when it went direct market.
Yeah, you can see it. Oh, and Steve Ditko.
Gil Kane on breakdowns. Boy, this is when they gave some. This and Rom is when they gave some really, classic Silver Age artists, some Second Life doing, the breakdown. Him and Ditko and Rom.
So, but one of the things but anyway, Micronauts, the comic, would end up outlasting the toy line by a significant margin.
Much like Rom.
Yeah, but probably even more so because the toy line, the Micronauts toy line ended in 1981. Micronauts would end officially in 1986 with the New Voyages.
Right, which we'll get to in a moment. I'm just showing up.
Marvel, but yeah, Marvel was just like had this comic.
Oh, here it is. Here's the twist. Now, keep in mind, this is issue. Let me get back to what it was. Issue 49.
Yep.
Aaron Carter has been dead since issue 11. And what did we just show about Force Commander having the same mold?
Yeah.
Well, he gets reborn through him.
That was a good moment there.
That was, especially because, Force Commander become more and more evil. Then we find out, he had been trying to fight it. But after this is when the losses happen. Badly. Like, Carter's not just back, he means business.
Pretty much.
But I think this is also when Mantlo knew he was entering the end game.
Mantlo was having various issues at Marvel for various reasons.
Yep.
The major controversy was that he possibly stole a story from for the Incredible Hulk, and this is a huge controversy that I'm not really going to get into the weeds of because one of the men who is part of it is now can't really defend himself.
Someone has passed away. Oh, by the way, Butch guys.
No. Bill Mantlo.
I'm bringing up his artwork. I mean.
No. Bill Mantlo. You don't know what happened to Bill Mantlo, do you?
I do. I know what you mean. Because of Mantlo getting hit by the car and he's in a vegetative state, somewhat conscious, but no more cognitive function, really. Right?
Yeah.
Like he's somewhat conscious enough that people can say, he can recognize Rocket.
Yep. Like in general, I really feel like it's one of those things. Just like with what's happened to him, I'm like, okay, I'd rather not dig up the
right.
The drama of it all, as it were.
Right.
And, not without being like too much there. But anyway, Bill Manilow left, and he went on to become a lawyer until he was in that accident that left him brain damage.
And yet, it's funny that so many people have been influenced by him. I mean, look at like the Hulk run. Greg Pak was influenced by him.
In general, Bill Manilow is one of those guys who, for a while, I kind of dismissed as a jobber writer, just because the dude wrote all the fucking time. If you needed like a villain issue, Bill Manilow was there.
Look at how he was able to do Micronauts, Rom, and Hulk at the same time.
And Spider-Man and so many other books we're probably not even mentioning.
Oh boy, remember when he tried to derail Punisher?
Yeah. But either way, Bill Manilow is not a guy who is simply just like, he did a lot of stuff. I really wish that he got the chance to come back to comics in some fashion before. But it is what it is.
Yep. By the way, here's the last issue, and this is where the team up, X-Men Micronauts team up would have set afterwards.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he didn't include that. That just seems like a very...
I don't know. I think it's because of how dark and how practically salty Xavier is in his dark.
The only reason I doubt that is Marvel hasn't been really shy about doing shady Professor X stories in recent years.
Being a salty.
They've done stuff. I'm just saying that I don't think that's the main reason. At the very least, I don't think it would keep it. Like, Marvel has been very open about reprinting even like various...
Although I know they won't touch anything with Gerard Jones.
Well, yeah.
That's why they didn't have those 2 issues in the Amalgam book.
Yep. Well, yeah, no. Gerard Jones, I understand why.
Oh, yeah.
That one, But yeah, so Micronauts basically ends here for the most part, as there's new voyages, and once that's over, the comic kind of just ends overall.
And it's a definitive end.
Yeah.
But this is also one of those cases where you had the last issue created by the next team that kind of sets things up.
Yeah. But Micronauts,
I found that interesting. Oh, yeah.
But Micronauts is almost a very complete comic, honestly.
Here's what it is. People say it was due to potential licensing issues and or questionable sequences.
Okay. All right. Okay. I guess that's why. I don't think that's... Whatever the case may be, okay, whatever.
Yep. It depends from what I hear. It looks like it was all Hasbro's reasons.
Okay. I guess that makes kind of sense, but even at that point, I'm like, come on, Hasbro.
Yeah, but if they weren't going to agree to it, it's probably just one thing you can, I think the other thing is, it's because they're in the title.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think it's because it's versus X-Men.
I guess.
But we also had Kelly Jones. Yeah, again, we had the late.
This is one of Kelly Jones's first books.
Yeah.
Before.
Peter Gillis doing the writing, and he does less space epic and more. How do I describe his run?
I often describe Peter Gillis as more dramatic fantasy, if that makes sense.
Exactly. But yeah, and then it just ends with the characters sacrificing themselves and their world restarts, but they're dead.
Until
like brought them back.
Yeah. But either way, like the comic Micronauts is a very great classic Marvel science fiction. I think it's
There's
fun.
a reason why people wanted this back. Just like Rom.
Yeah. To get what happened to Micronauts afterwards, so...
Yep, you had the Image run.
Well, not exactly, because...
All right.
All right. So, the Image run was attempted, but that went off the rails for various reasons.
Well, wait. I do have it right here, so let me... Just to show it off a little. Just to show it off to some people.
Yeah, no.
Here we go.
Yep.
But this is also, again, to make it clear, because Marvel owned a lot of the rights and their order with the legal stuff. There was only a handful of characters they can, specifically use. Baron Karza being the regular one.
Yeah, this isn't the only time they show up either. But yeah, so
Devil's Due did another bit.
But to kind of get back to it, Microman would also get rebooted in Japan. And it has an anime.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will look that up. Hold on.
So look up Microman ED2.
ED2. All right. Oh, I see a small clip.
It should be like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's 2 minutes.
Anyway, just listen to the song that's in it.
I'm not doing this through Chrome, so you're not going to hear the audio.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, I can do that. Just give me a moment. I got to switch. Let me switch over.
Okay. Be prepared for the copyright strike.
Oh, never mind then.
But you can listen to it yourself, and they might sound very, very familiar.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. I'll at least share the video portion at least.
Yep.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. For people who don't know, it's a cover of a Jackson 5 song.
ABC. It's ABC, right?
Yeah, it's ABC.
1, 2, 3. Hey, I could tell right away.
Yep, in Japanese. The singer does a really great Michael impression too.
Oh yeah, the person doing it. I'm like, that's why I was able to tell. I know, like, oh.
But yeah, no, Microman got TV show. It was aired like around the time of Beast Wars. So unfortunately, it's not subbed right now, but it is out there for people who want to seek it out.
Right.
But this was not the only time. Of course, Microman would also get a new toy line, and for a while, what Takara would do with it. And sorry if I dovetail into sorry, I feel like it's important.
Go ahead.
So eventually, Takara would make it a licensed toy series. So there would be Microman figures of Godzilla, Batman, and other characters.
Wow.
Yep. They would also try and cross over elements of Microman into Transformers and vice versa. A toy in Beast Wars called the Taco Tank is often suspected to be a Microman figure toy.
Oh, you mean, again, the Japanese Beast Wars, right?
Yes, the Japanese Beast Wars specifically.
No, that wacko.
I love that wacko shit. Okay, but
no, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's wacko.
Yes, and listen, the Taco Tank is one of my holy grail toys, so. But yeah, so okay, so
let's bring up the reason that brought us to this.
Well,
again, no audio.
Well, I am going to say this. We might want to. Let me build up to something here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay.
All right. So, have you ever heard of Unit E?
Unit E. Hold on. That sounds familiar.
If you need help, it was a Transformers related thing.
Yep. I've had a feeling. As soon as I saw them, like it was Transformers. Yep.
So, are you ready? Okay. So, Hasbro for the past, I would say, since the early 2010s, has been trying to make a shared universe of its properties.
Yep. Probably the best, more successful to a point was the IDW version.
Of course, the IDW version. But they did try to start it on the hub. And I'm not kidding, but if you actually go watch Transformers Prime on that...
I believe it.
You can actually find references to Mask in that show.
Yep, I'm aware of that.
And of course, G.I. Joe, Renegade, they were trying to go for a shared universe. Unit E was a showcase of it, and this is where some of the Micronauts stuff was shown off. And we also get Edgy Candyland, because that was the thing we needed in our life.
Of course.
And also the possibility of Dungeons and Dragons crossing over with it. Don't you want to see Drizzt Do'Urden team up with the Acroyer? Don't you? Or
oh geez. According to this, being humanoid, Stretch Armstrong.
I think they also cross over with the Battleship too.
Yeah, to quote the TF Wiki, we can see why it didn't work out.
Yeah, I kind of felt like if I didn't bring this up before we got to the IDW stuff, I'd be doing us all the service.
We should be doing that before we get to the pilot.
Yeah.
Well, not the pilot, the leak series.
Yeah, because I feel like we kind of have to talk about, so IDW was very much kind of like, when they got the Hasbro license, they worked very close with Hasbro, and they tried to develop several concepts. Now, in my opinion, the most successful IDW concept ultimately Hasbro ever did was technically Drift, because he's the only one who ended up in a movie.
Yep.
I joke around, but yeah, no, they tried to do it, and they tried to launch a bunch of new series. Now, Micronauts is one of the ones of the IDW stuff I'm less familiar with. I do know some of the cast, but the other titles I read more. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of the Action Man comic.
Right.
But this is a very fascinating little comic, I guess.
It is.
At attempt to make it, I can see what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're trying to recapture it, but obviously doing within the legalities or they have to. And because again, you can't redo what was done at Marvel. You can't. Yeah, no, they can't. So I really, it's one of those things. Just as much as I can be a whiny fanboy about shit. This is legal shit. I can't fight it. Exactly. That said, this isn't necessarily bad. Some of the design work is pretty good here, I would say. Yep. I mean, it's all right. It's Cullen Bunn doing this. I would also just say that I wish that some of the other characters looked a bit cooler. Because Acroyer and Biotron, I really feel have to be the center because they just are the most interesting looking. Yep. Compared to other guys. And God, I miss Bug. Anyway. But Bug is at legal limbo. Yep. Okay, but still, it's not a bad idea. No, but then they did Revolution. Yeah. No, again, Hasbro was trying to make a shared universe. And I guess this is kind of going to dovetail into the movies because I feel like I got to talk about this. So during this period, Hasbro, and this is something I noticed, because here's the thing. Because basically everything I do crosses over with Hasbro just a little bit everywhere. It means I listen to a lot of podcasts about toys and shit. Right. And this is not just one podcast, it's a lot of them. It's occasionally I'll listen to a G.I. Joe podcast. Occasionally I'll listen to a G.I. Joe podcast. And if I'm feeling a little freaky, I'll listen to a Gem podcast. But either way, again, if I'm feeling a little, frisky. Since you said it earlier, I guess got a show. Ha, 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 ha. Couldn't resist. I know. It's what I call my Discord because everybody noticed I said it a lot. But I had to bring up Rivals. It's fine. Anyway. Right. So Hasbro was definitely attempting it, but one of the things about it is Hasbro
would only start a lot of shit if it got a movie. They were really so focused on movies that it kind of stopped a lot of lives. Like, one of the reasons that G.I. Joe as a toy line was just gone for a long time was that it didn't have a movie.
Yep.
Hasbro kind of got into their head that they could only get their toy lines into stores if it had a movie.
Right. Exactly. According to this, you have Bad Robot involved with it, and the guy who worked on How You Train Your Dragon was going to write and direct it.
Yeah, no. Hasbro was really interested, but for various reasons, Paramount did not want to make a bunch of movies for characters they thought nobody heard of. For one thing, one of the reasons that Paramount and Hasbro were arguing over Joe for a while was because Hasbro was really insistent on making a Mask movie.
Oh, no.
Now, I unironically love Mask.
Yep.
I love the idea of cars turning into other cars. That is dumb, and I kind of love it.
Yep. But Paramount was basically, it's like you need a Hasbro Studios to be able to get some of this off the ground.
A lot of it, yeah, because and I can't really blame them because some of these toy lines just did not exist in any form past the 80s.
Yep, it's like you guys are way too late, but they feel so strongly about it.
Like, if you want...
Under the old regime. I don't know about the current regime now.
The current regime is its own can of worms. This is the Brian Goldner years, which are basically like...
That's what led the Power Rangers getting bought, right?
Yeah, Brian Goldner got them because he started out with Power Rangers, actually. So it was kind of like a whole thing. And Hasbro was just not prepared for it. Like, I've listened to podcasts on this because when you make a toy line, that means making an entire team for it. Developing it, making it, and everything else. And that
not using something already established.
And that can be really fucking hard. And it's not like Hasbro doesn't make new toy lines all the time. It's just they only have so much. You can only do so much a year.
Exactly.
So you have to really focus in on what you're going to do because, like, there's a Mr. Potato team. There's a whatever line they have team. I think they have the Disney dolls. I think.
I'm not sure, but
I'm not a doll guy. So this is
the guy clearly was an Uber fan who had so much ideas that when he passed, no one else shared that vision.
Well, he wanted to make Hasbro into a big entertainment company, and that's a hard transition for any company. Because one of the big problems is that Hasbro is the toy company. One of the reasons Marvel Legends happened as it did at Hasbro was because Marvel used to own Toy Biz.
Oh, yeah.
And Hasbro basically takes out the hassle of making toys and delivering them.
Yeah.
So when you're the company expected to handle the deliveries.
Oh, you know what that kind of reminds me of? You keep talking. I'm going to load up when Marvel tried to do the reversal.
Yeah. Again.
I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah. Yep. And this kind of gets into the thing because, okay, they were trying to turn it into an entertainment company. And the whole thing about becoming an entertainment company is that is a fucking huge shift, and not everybody's prepared for it. I worked at AT&T when they were trying to do that with HBO Max and everything.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah, no, and I got some sauce here and there. Believe me, not hugely important sauce nowadays, but
I was just showing this quickly. This is when Marvel tried to do the reversal and come up with an IP that could become a toy.
Yeah. No, there's that's not the only one either. Crystar is another one.
Yeah, but it's the one that's still recognized.
Hey, I like Crystar.
I'm not saying they're bad about it. I'm just simply saying that's the only one that got this.
Okay, true. All right, fair. But either way, but now, like, to be fair though, you could also look at this as an example of the Ninja Turtles taking off too.
Yep.
So, but anyway, one of the things with it is that after Brian Goldner died,
Mm-hmm.
and they were trying to be an entertainment company, so that meant they also tried to be their own company. Oh, hold it! I almost forgot about this.
What?
Remember when they also tried to have their own channel, The Hub?
Yep.
That caused a lot of problems too.
Yeah, especially because the other half, because they had to co-own it, the other half was getting fed up.
Yeah, no. In general, like being the entertainment company, there's a lot of starts and stops in this journey, and this probably explains what happened to the eventual animated series.
Yep, big time.
But to talk on the animated series now that we're kind of here. So Brian Goldner died, and COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Hasbro tried to buy an entire entertainment company for Peppa Pig. Yes, that actually did happen. Peppa Pig is basically the to blame for all Hasbro problems. Because of Peppa Pig, for a brief moment in time, Hasbro owned some of the most iconic rap albums of all time. I wish I was joking, but this is literally true.
I believe you. I believe you.
They owned Death Row Records. This was a thing. I'm not kidding. I didn't even know that. They just found it. It was what the hell. Right. Anyway, this really shouldn't be. Anyway, so they end up with the Micronauts, and the Micronauts. So again, they're trying to develop all their properties and various other things. Micronauts is on the table, and developing an animated series for it makes sense. But then it comes to that problem. There's no Micronauts movie.
Mm-hmm. Now, originally back in during the Hub days, they could have banked it just on the show alone, but not now.
Honestly, this could have been a good Hub show. Like it honestly feels like a lost Hub show.
That's what I kept thinking. I kept thinking the same thing. I felt like this could be a good Hub show.
Like this could have, I could easily see like a weird cult fandom develop around it who are like, it's not the best show ever, but it's my stupid cartoon show.
Yeah, exactly. Now, just to make it clear, it's just the concept of them being small warriors.
To talk on this is very clearly a modernization, and I can't really argue with what they were trying to do, because take a look at Biotron, the robot there.
Yep.
Biotron is clearly based on the robot from Big Hero 6.
Yep.
I kind of noticed that because he has a very soft, round features, doesn't have that robot style from the classic toy.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine some of these characters were designed as kind of okay, we know what the Micronauts are kind of supposed to be.
Let's make it more unique.
Well, they made it more unique, but I could easily see Zant over there being the idea of, oh, this is our version of Bug.
Yep. Oh, yeah, clearly.
But, a legally distinct Bug.
I'll say this worked. I'll say that it worked.
It's not it's something you probably wouldn't call out unless you really notice it. Oberon is definitely there to kind of promote the toy line's interchangeable gimmicks. Yep. Because here's the thing, there's no Micronauts toy line, so I can only imagine what the plan for what the toys would be. Were they going to be planned on a 3/4 inches style? Were they going to do 6 inches style? And there are some aspects where they're combining weapons, so it makes me think, was that going to be the gimmick? Was there going to be a magnetic weapon gimmick?
Exactly. But yeah, this was animated by Boulder Media.
Yeah, it makes sense. Boulder Media, I know them very well.
Yep.
Anyway, but to get into it a bit, some of the gimmicks there are definitely interesting. And here's the thing. They weren't going to do the original Micronauts, and they weren't really going to do stuff like half and half with silver heads. No. I'm actually shocked that they didn't do a silver head on one of the characters just as a reference.
Right.
You know,
I can definitely say this: the writing, from I've seen a good. We haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a good numbers already, and the writing is pretty strong. It is clearly one of those shows that is trying to speak, like Avatar Korra, in that it's more serious, but still for kids, like that serious.
This is very what I would call standard. It's not bad, and listen. Some people might not dig it, but I'm kind of accepting for what it is. This was not going to be the Micronauts from the comics.
No.
Wait, like take Baron Karza. He is Darth Vader again, but they are invoking some different elements of him, but he's still Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, with Clancy Brown doing the voice.
And he kills it. Clancy Brown is literally the most entertaining thing in this show.
Yep. I wish I could show you it. But yeah, we got Clancy Brown, Dante Bosco, Sean Astin, My Whitman.
Jesus Christ, this cast is stacked.
Oh yeah, exactly. You have I'm looking at because I found it here. Kari Walgreen. Kevin Michael Richardson, eventually John DiMaggio.
In all
Yuri
seriousness,
Lowenthal.
There is a lot of people in this show that basically makes me go, were they just, God, all the wasted work here just makes
And again, this is all finished. This is all finished, high quality, everything. It's not like, they canceled partway through. They got to completion.
They got 52 episodes.
And the final, I tell you, I skimmed the final episode. It has an ending.
Okay, so it doesn't end. So it doesn't have like a bullshit.
No, it does not leave it on a cliffhanger. It has an end point where if they continued, it would have been in season 3, but they would have to then, change it. But they end at if we end here, it ends.
Okay, so on some level, that's good. We have a completed cartoon of 52 episodes that never aired.
Yeah.
God, though, this just saddens me.
Yeah,
and I can understand why they probably.
But getting into this level of completion, normally you would chop it off at the knees, not at the finish line.
You know something? You want to know what really ticks me off about this whole thing?
What?
Why didn't they just put it on fucking YouTube?
Exactly. Why didn't they just put it on YouTube just to make something out of this?
They are. I blame this because it's probably run by fucking execs who probably don't realize.
We don't even know if it's a tax write-off. That's the thing. We don't know if it's a tax write-off.
It makes me. I'll say this. It didn't look like it was going to come out at all this year. So whoever leaked it, thank you, I guess.
Exactly. And yet and these are high quality episodes. No watermarks, nothing.
Downloading, looking at the downloads, I wouldn't actually download these. Are you mad?
Yeah, a gig, 72 gigs total.
Yeah, 72 gigs. Like, these are not like low quality shit episodes. These are
the high quality release and everything. I mean, look at it here. This is just degraded from the upload to YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
Insane.
Yeah, but it's like, again, the writing, it's relatively strong. I won't say it's like some of the greatest writing ever, but for a kid's show.
The characters are distinct enough. The voice acting solid. Like, the thing with it that I think, if I was a very critical asshole cartoon reviewer here,
which they're going to come out of the woodwork on this soon. I'm already betting Saber Sparks already working on one right now.
Saber Sparks probably working on one, but I don't fucking care. I
just picked a random name.
If I want to be an asshole cartoon reviewer, I point out how like the motion tweening kind of sucks here and there.
Mm-hmm.
There's the style at times is too generic and a bit flat.
True.
I would say
a lot of filler episodes.
like I said, I'm not sure how many filler episodes there are. I imagine there's a lot.
Well, I haven't seen. I only went through. Here's the thing, because of my OCD, I went through at least the first couple of minutes of every episode, so I can get the title, so I can put it in the title names.
Okay, makes sense.
Because they didn't include that, so I'm just that anal.
Yeah, no. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this show is, it's not the worst show ever. I really feel bad that it was kind of left off because, let me put it this way, even if it isn't the best animated show ever, people still could have used that on their resume. People still showed they've been part of a completed production. I actually had an animator comment on some of my posts about it.
I saw that, yeah. Yeah, it's like, why? Why not do it? Why?
Hasbro being dumb, because current Hasbro's like, guys, we need to become a video game company.
This is why I say there might be some possibility of them. They might have written it off.
I imagine there's some write-off issues. There's other things going on. Hasbro, I know right now is in the middle of trying to transition into a bunch of other things, but also failing in a lot of places.
Yep.
Dear Lord. Everything is controversial.
It is. But like I said, for this, I'll put it this way. Of all the Micronauts things I've gone over, I put this in its own way. Not for using the characters, but in its own way. It's close to the Marvel comic as far as, quality and everything.
It's a solid cartoon. Like, it's not going to be the Micronauts of the 80s.
No.
And if anybody was expecting that, I'm sorry. It was not.
It was supposed to be again, this is supposed to be like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic was to G1.
Yeah. I look at it as kind of like, it's clearly a revision, though I would prefer if Acroyer was red over blue in this.
Right.
That's just me. Honestly, I want to go through the episodes myself because it's kind of interesting to look at a cartoon because this is a cartoon that has no fan feedback in it at all.
Right. Yeah, because it's already finished.
It's already finished, and it kind of makes me wonder because here's the thing: they can't do meta episodes, so we can't see what the jokes that became popular were. We can't really see.
Yeah,
it's kind of fascinating. We have a finished cartoon in this day and age that can't react to how people look at it.
Exactly, and think about this. Yeah, this is a 52 episode, not a 26 episode. 52 episodes.
52 episodes, and that's just insane to me. 52 episodes.
And again, these are completed.
You could have aired this in Japan.
By the way, here's some of the titles for some of the other episodes.
Okay.
That darn cat. A fright at the museum. The truth is out there. It ain't easy being Cameron Ruck. The food, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
Cause and effect. The time traveler strife. Step right down. Honor, justice, loyalty. Have yourself a merry micro Christmas.
That one I have to see.
Micromanagement. Brother, can you spare a Micronaut? Oh, but I love it. The final 2 episodes, all for naught and all for knots. Is it Micronauts? Yeah, stuff like that. The mother of invention. Oh, ... Only small actors.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, knots on a plane.
Okay.
Oh, Dun and Dunner. Rescue knots. Attack of the 2-foot giant.
Oh, fun times.
Okay, those are just the names. I
know. I gotta get going since it's 10 o'clock on my end.
Yep. Same here. But you wanted this to be a little quick thing so of us going over Micronauts. But like I said, this was a surprise, and I cannot get enough of this.
I'm going to definitely check, and I'm going to be posting clips on my YouTube channel, especially now that apparently the limits are gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can post at least 10 minutes of clips now.
Nice. But again, I will tell people this. Find the link, find it on your own. I'm not sharing it. And check it out. Like, if you're a person who just likes cartoons, good quality cartoon shows in general, this will be up your alley.
Yeah.
Like, it's not high R. This is not trying to think of a good one. The one based off of League of Legends. You know that show, the one based off of League of Legends about James.
Yeah, I know the one. I know the one you're talking about.
On League of Legends.
Arcana.
Arcane. It is not Arcane, but again, like we said before, if you like those hub cartoons, you'll like this.
Yep.
And I liked a lot of those hub cartoons, but not just MLP. Yes, I'm a brony. Sue me.
Hey, later.
But thank you so much for joining me, Exalted. Thank you, everyone else. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Yep.
Wait.